Whoop, whoop. Testing. It's your boy Doc Holiday. We back. It's another HBCU OverDrive live post-game show, BoomBox edition. So if you haven't done it by now, please make sure that you like the stream, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to figure out, people try to figure out what I got my shades on for. I'm looking for a homicide. A homicide. Looking for a homicide. What up, Sean? What up, Brian?
What up?
It is a homicide. Place of location.
Yeah.
Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Facts.
Who's the victim?
Southern
University, A&M, Southern, what do you call them? You know what I'm saying? From Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Call them, they from Scotlandville.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the perpetrators? I'm looking at a couple of suspects. There is one main suspect, Coach Prime. He is our main suspect. Also, a couple more we looking for. You got one Shadur Sanders. You have one Aubrey Miller. And you have a Brett Bartolone, aka Mike Leach, little boy. Also, somebody that's complicit to this will be a DT, aka Dennis Thurman. From what I heard, he is the defensive coordinator for Jackson State. Time of death, I think it was around about 5:30. It was around about 5:30, y'all.
5:30, officially
5:30. Okay. So I got Detective Sean and Detective Brian on the case right now. So we need to know what's going on. Everybody make sure that you like the stream, comment, and share, and subscribe it to the show. Make sure that you tell all your people about the homicide that occurred at Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium. Look, I ain't gonna beat around the bush, y'all. I ain't gonna beat around the bush, but look, that was a damn good victory. I ain't gonna beat around the bush, y'all. I ain't gonna beat around.
Okay,
man.
You want me to say something?
Go ahead, Sean.
Go ahead, Sean.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to have a voice on your show. So,
yes, sir.
Let me tell you what I did my best job investigating the scene of the crime, and I spoke to about 50,000 witnesses to this murder. They told me that I should be looking for someone who was on game day.
Okay. And who is that person we need to look for?
The perp is none other than Coach Deion Primetime Sanders.
Okay.
Need that. The other perp was the number 2 in black.
In black?
Yeah, in black.
So they were ready for a funeral today.
Funeral.
It was in black. It was black, man. That's something else in black.
They were ready for a funeral.
Funeral. And what they had told me was the other perps also had black on.
Mm.
So what I've uncovered was a few things here. The first person murdered was Dooley.
He has a first
Wait,
name. Does he have a first name? This Dooley person?
Dooley.
Okay.
My bad. That was what they called the 11 people that took the field with the ball that was gunned down first.
Okay.
I think they say that's the offense.
Okay.
They said that this offense or the victim in this murder had about 85 yards passing, 136 yards rushing, total of 200, and you want to round up and say 21 yards.
Mm.
Yeah, there was an interception. There was a couple fumbles lost, and that's what you had on that side of the field. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that, well, how were they surviving for so long? You know, what did they do to get to 136 yards? Well, there was one person who ran for his life on his only carry. He had one carry for 52 yards and no other carry. He ran for his life and got checked out. He no longer had returned to the scene of the crime, so he is a surviving victim.
I heard we got a couple of YouTubers, HBCU content creators. I guess they are missing today.
Yes.
One Perry White, another one AJ Max, and his partner in crime, GSPN. Does anybody know where they're located at today?
The whereabouts are not determined.
Okay.
Well, I went around a couple of post offices and they have their picture up in the post office, and we're still looking for them at this time.
Okay. Man, but let me stop tripping, y'all. That's just funny. But hey, before we get into the rest of these guys, before we get into the BoomBox Classic, man, we're gonna go back around and cover what happened around earlier in the MEAC and the SWAC.
I guess what I want to say. I'm gonna wait till you give me my turn.
Okay. All right. First on the list. We're gonna go into the MEAC first. We're gonna go to the MEAC first, man, because I watched some MEAC games today. I don't even know why I'm tripping. Morgan State kicking the shit out of South Carolina State. What was that, y'all? What did I watch? That was a homicide right there within itself.
Bruh. South Carolina State scored one offensive touchdown. The other touchdown was gifted to them by Morgan State, which was up 17-0 at the time of that pick six. Had they not thrown a pick six right there, South Carolina State don't score till later on in the game when it's out of reach.
And what did I say about Corey Fields? I said Corey Fields is he's the most pedestrian quarterback I ever seen. I've never seen nobody have numbers that, and that's a starting quarterback. 12 of 31, 134, 2 interceptions. And this is the team that we talking about. We want to repeat to play them again. I don't even see them winning the MEAC, y'all. The way Morgan did it with a backup QB, I don't see them winning. I don't see South Carolina State winning the MEAC, y'all. I don't. It's gonna be it's gonna be a cold day of hell before they try to get to the MEAC, to win the MEAC.
Especially after today.
After today, and like I said, they played. Like I said, Morgan had a backup QB. HBCU band talk. What's up? They had a backup QB. What's up with that? Beat you with a backup QB. Alfonso Graham did run for over 120 yards, so that was good for him with 2 touchdowns. And I'm gonna tell you about that. I'm gonna tell you about him. That boy is the truth. Like, he literally is the truth. So South Carolina State, I don't know. Like, they say it still got a couple of football. They still got some football left, but they got 3 games left, man. I don't see them winning. They probably win 2, but I don't see them probably winning against Delaware State. But anyway, we're gonna roll into North Carolina Central versus Delaware State. Delaware State gave them boys a run for their money. Davius Richard, 272, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, another 77 on the ground. So he had over 300. He had about 350 on total offense. How you doing, Miss Karen? So he did his job. Delaware State, I watched that game a little bit, and they came out ready to play, man. I'm not even gonna fault them for that. They came out ready to play. And they came out like gangbusters in the third quarter. So from the third quarter to the fourth quarter, they didn't score anything else up in there. What's up, Ed? I still say this is Central to lose as far as the conference goes, but by the way I'm looking at their schedule, I don't see them losing. I don't see them losing again. I see them finishing out the conference strong, and then they got the last game against Tennessee Tech. I see them being a representative in the Celebration Bowl. Then there'll be another murder on the hands. And last but not least, what did I say about Howard, Brian?
Yeah. I you know what? I'm just looking over the scores right now, some of the scores, and I see Howard has the potential to go to the Celebration Bowl.
Howard does have the potential to go to the Celebration Bowl. I always say I would never bet on Howard. I say that all the time. I never bet on Howard, but I don't know. For some reason, Howard ceased to amaze me. I actually betted on them today. I mean, for this weekend, and they actually won the game that I betted on. I'm not kicking I'm not kicking myself in the ass. And Quentin Williams actually looked like an actual quarterback. Wow.
Yeah, he went 17 for 22 for 175, 3 tubs, and 1 interception.
Mm-hmm. And Eden James, whose side that is, Sean? Whose side that is right there?
Yeah.
Ain't that a Hall of Famer son?
Yeah, by the name of Adrian.
Okay.
James.
Okay, he had 114 on the ground with 1 touchdown.
10 carries.
Yeah. Look at that. See, you follow that type of formula, you win the game, Howard. Let's see if you can keep up that momentum. Now it's about to come down between Howard and North Carolina Central.
And they beat Campbell today, didn't they?
Huh?
They play Campbell today?
No.
Campbell played A&T.
A&T that played Campbell.
Yeah.
Beat them they didn't beat the brakes off of them, but they won their homecoming game.
And Campbell was up in that game. I was watching the beginning of the game. They were up at first.
Yep. So now we're about to go into the SWAC. And my boy led me off with Grambling.
What did I call that one? Did I call that one?
You called that one.
Yeah.
No, don't say you called it. What I'm saying,
Who called it? Did you call it?
I called it. I kept telling y'all that Grambling.
I said,
Listen to the
remember,
last show.
I said upset. Remember, I said upset.
You did
I
say
said
upset. No,
Graham.
Brian said
Yeah,
Brian
He
yesterday. He
said it
said
too.
upset.
He
He
said
did
it
say
too.
upset.
I told y'all. I said who Grambling got left on the schedule
yeah.
because I'm feeling upsetish.
Both
And they
of y'all
didn't.
called it. Both of y'all called it. Oh man.
I also said who else is gonna lose. I'm gonna wait till you get there.
Okay. So we're gonna I'll segue into it.
Go on. Go ahead, guys.
Grambling, I mean, Alcorn QB couldn't do nothing today. They really couldn't do nothing. They couldn't get the ball down the field.
Alcorn done like dinner. Alcorn's done.
Yeah, I don't see them. I don't see them coming out of the West.
They're done.
But Grambling QB didn't do then do no better. But defense carried this game out right here. And you got 4 rushing touchdowns from your 3 running backs and your quarterback. So defense carried this game. They was hitting. I watched that game right there, man. I watched that game and Grambling was hitting. They was laying some chin. I don't know how to call it, but they was laying some wood out there. Pause. But like I said, Grambling got the last 3 games now. Grambling is Pine Bluff, Texas Southern, and then the Bayou Classic. Somebody about to get upset again. Somebody about to get upset again.
Yeah. I got Grambling for the last game against Southern.
And then Alcorn got Prairie View, Bethune, and then it's the Soul Bowl against Jackson State. It's the Soul Bowl. So I put it just like this. Grambling, Alcorn, I see them losing against Prairie View next week. And they're playing them in Prairie View. I think they lost all the momentum. The air just went out of them when they played Southern. It took some of the air out, and then the whole thing just got deflated when they played Texas Southern last weekend, and they lost to them. And then y'all might well just go blow up, you know what I'm saying, blow up the damn game plan, start all over again for next season and against Grambling. So
yeah, that's a team playing with no confidence at all.
Man, Bill, they got the G's back. They been got their G's back. All y'all alumni was upset because he took the G's out the helmet. They been got the G's back. But they've been playing better since they got the G's back. So
because they should have beat FAMU.
They should have beat FAMU. Next game on the list is the Magic City Classic. Is that what you're looking for, Sean? The Magic City Classic?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I was wrong on that one. I take the L on that one, Sean. You know what I mean? I didn't want to really pick either or, to be honest with you. Like I said that, I was wrong on that one.
I didn't want to, listen, I don't want to, do what I need to do, but brag a little bit. I told you so. I told you so. I said that A&M ain't got no offense, baby. I told you they have no.
And you know what?
Go ahead.
But State scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. A&M would have had that game if they were, like you said. Well, then again, your point is even proven more valid because they had no offense to score.
All they could do was watch from the sideline with their arms.
They couldn't. Alabama State really think about it. It was the fourth quarter. It was the fourth quarter. They busted out. You know, the last two scores, because you gotta remember it was 14-3 at halftime, and then they scored again. Bama State scored in the third quarter. So they played shutout ball in the third quarter against A&M. And then they held A&M to a field goal in the fourth quarter, and they scored twice. I still wouldn't say, Robert, they not second best in the East, because you still got FAMU up there, and they won 6 in a row. But that 6 in a row is kind of iffy, it's flaky. But they still won, you know what I'm saying? They still won 6 in a row. Demetrius Davis, he came back from injury, 11-25, 140, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. They still have no running game whatsoever. I'm looking at the game. When I look at the game, I'll be trying to figure out how the hell do they put up some kind of offense. What do they do to put up the offense? Because they don't have an offense. They don't have an offense. Now A&M, Quincy Casey got the starting quarterback today. 16-21, 217 with 1 touchdown, no interceptions. They pass the ball a little bit better today, but they don't have too much of a running game. And it was for A&M, it was prime for them to win this game. It was prime for them to win this game, but for some damn reason, Bama State always kind of pull it out in the Magic City Classic, even though A&M had won the last 4.
They ain't got no defense, baby.
They ain't got
Overhyped. Overhyped.
They don't got no offense, got no defense.
They are as pedestrian as the SWAC West is. We overreacted to Alcorn. We overreacted to Southern. We overreacted to
Southern.
Prairie View. We overreacted to a bunch of those teams because they looked good out of conference and put up fights and was trying to be somewhat competitive. So we thought that we were going to see tough SWAC West. Next up is Texas Southern. And I will see y'all there.
But you know what you guys did really well?
Alabama A&M got Valley next week. I smell trap game.
But
that's on Thursday.
They can lose that game.
That's on Thursday. That's on ESPNU. And it's at Valley. ESPNU is going to be at Valley next Thursday. I smell trap game. I smell it. I smell it.
Guess what I smell?
What's that?
I smell punk. I believe Valley could beat them by a field goal.
By a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
I won't even say a lot.
I believe they're gonna muddy up the game so bad, and the field gonna be so horrible they can beat them by 3 points.
What, man? That field is terrible. So Bama State got Bethune, FAMU, and Pine Bluff the last 3 games. Do they have a chance to be tied for second in the East behind Jackson State?
No.
Who?
Bama State.
FAMU is the second best team.
Yeah.
Okay.
FAMU is actually better than what most people think that they are against everybody else in the SWAC.
Right. So, but now they're gonna play on November the 12th. So they got their heads up to who's gonna be second in the East.
FAMU not gonna lose another game.
All right.
I think this game for Southern is a tough game because you emotionally, you was up for this game. You had all these transfers, and you literally got dominated. Just to kind of rub it in people's faces again. Your quarterback was 9 of 26 for 85 yards. You know, you rushed 41 times for 136 yards.
And who is this right here?
This is Southern.
Southern. Oh,
3.3 yards a carry and 3.3 yards per reception. JSU doubled you in passing yards, 6.1, and they had 154 yards, and they averaged 4.1 yards a carry. Last time I checked, 3 totes is a first down. However, you let the slowest person on the field.
We'll get to that in a second. Yeah.
Okay. And we didn't even get to see J.D. Martin today.
Sure did not.
And Huggins didn't even play today.
Nope.
Did he play?
Yeah, Huggins played.
Okay, because he was in his jumpsuit fairly quickly.
Well, Huggins number 5, right?
6.
Huggins number 6.
No, I didn't see. No, I see number 5. I didn't see number 6.
That's
Okay,
that's Kevin.
Yeah.
5. Yeah, that's the corner. I'm talking about the safety. I don't think that we saw him today.
No, I didn't see Huggins.
Now, I was at a dog event, but I was watching the game from my phone when it was 0-0 going into the second quarter. The next thing you know, the first touchdown went on the board, and I said, it's over. Once I realized that Southern couldn't even string up 2 first downs, it's over.
All right, so
once I seen Aaron, I heard Aaron say, "Oh, we gave up a big play. They ain't gonna get no more." I said, "Oh, it's over. I already got that big play. Oh, that's too quick."
So we're about to segue to this FAMU versus Pine Bluff game. This should have been a blowout right here. By all means, this game should have been a blowout. You should not even let this team try to even be in the same stratosphere with you. Like literally, you should not even have this team be in the same stratosphere with you. FAMU. But you let them hang in there in the first half, in the first quarter. You put 17 up to go up 17-0 on the first half at halftime, and then you score 10 more points in the second half, but you let them score 6 in the fourth quarter. This team, Pine Bluff, should not even be in the same stratosphere with you. You supposed to blue. I know it's homecoming. But y'all should have blew the doors off these boys. Literally. Y'all should have blew the doors off these boys. You got Skylar Perry. You made Skylar Perry look like damn near nothing. I ain't gonna say he looked like some quarterback, but he looked decent. You stopped the run, basically. Britain didn't get off tonight, so you stopped the run. Let me see what FAMU did. FAMU, Musa, 297, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
That's what happens. That's what happens, Doc, like you're saying, when a team plays down instead of, you know what I mean, just complete domination and not playing against the other team per se. Is just going out and executing their game plan instead of kind of relaxing or looking forward to another game, what's on their schedule, instead of looking what's at the task at hand.
Hey, I'll tell you this, they actually had a running game today. So they ran for, as a team, they ran for over 200 yards. So that was good right there. But like
they're being methodical. They were being methodical.
But what I'm saying, you could be methodical and still beat the brakes off of somebody like that. Off a team like this, you should not even this should not have been a 21-point win like this. Should not have been 27-6. This game should have been like at least in the 40s or 50s. You have the firepower. You have the firepower, fam. You got the quarterback. You got the trigger man. You got the receivers. You should have been blowing these dudes out of the water. And like I said, FAMU FAMU, they next 3. I mean, next week they got Southern. Southern coming to Tallahassee. We gonna get into them, and then after that they play Bama State, and then y'all know the last game of the season is the Florida Classic. And we gonna segue into this. The way Bethune played against Prairie View before Prairie View went on their little run, it's gonna be some problems. It's gonna be some problems with Bethune. Bethune really got I feel like they got a never say die attitude because all the stuff that they've been going through for the last month and a half, being displaced and stuff like that. But Prairie View made Jalen Jones look like a damn quarterback. You made Jalen Jones look like an actual quarterback. My dude was 25 for 36, 270, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He also had 68 yards on the ground with another touchdown rushing. These boys had 515 total yards on Prairie View, which Prairie View supposed to have somewhat of a strong defense. But Trayvon Conley for Prairie View, QB for Prairie View, 18 to 24. That's 75% right there. 221. He averaged 9.2 yards per throw. He also had 133 yards rushing with 4 touchdowns. Bethune, you gave up 7 touchdowns on the ground to Prairie View. As a team, they ran for 340. They had 560 yards of total offense. As a team. In which I'm gonna say this. Bethune had the lead at halftime, 35-24. Now, what that says about Bethune? What does it say about Prairie View? Did they go into halftime and make adjustments to what they was doing, or was Bethune that bad in the second half? Was you know what I'm saying? Was it either or? It was either or.
Yeah. So
I can't really answer that question. I mean, well, you can't answer the question because in the second half, Bethune scored 13 points. And then Prairie View scored 34 in the second half.
But Prairie View's been like up and down. Couple, at the beginning of the year, you know what I mean? It's like Sean was saying, they kind of fooled us. They looked really good. Then all of a sudden, it's kind of like a tailspin, and all. They're sometimes you think they're really good, then all of a sudden they hit a level of mediocrity. So I don't know.
Okay.
But Bethune-Cookman, for their last game, especially when the in-state rivals, you know what I mean? You throw the records out, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just can't put a specific thing on it. Because this team is better. But when an in-state that rivalry, you cannot put a gauge on it sometimes.
True. So with Prairie View, and who's my last team that played today that was in the West? Oh, Texas Southern. They played a high school team.
37. You got
37-2. Do they count?
Yeah, it does.
Does that
count? Doc, I was even like last week when Southern played Virginia Lynchburg. I watched that, and they had a couple linemen on that offensive line for Virginia Lynchburg. I was saying, did they just call these? Did they see these guys at the McDonald's and say, "Hey, man, do you want to play?" It was pathetic. It was just pathetic. They had players playing both ways because they didn't have enough players, and it was just an embarrassment for a team like Southern or anybody in the SWAC playing a team of that caliber. It's definitely not elevating your team when you play that. It gives you false stats. It gives you a false sense of who you really are. It's you know what it is. It's a glorified scrimmage.
Okay, I could take that. I can take that. So Sean, Prairie View up top in the West, 4-1. Texas Southern, and Southern is right behind them at 3-2, and Alcorn at 2-3.
Yeah, this game really hurts Southern because if they lose to FAMU next Saturday,
That counts as a conference game right there too.
From what I understand, it was they had to win one of these two games. So if they lost to JSU, they have to win the FAMU game. If they lost both of these games, that catapults a whole nother team up to the top of the West. So if a team is already at the West because Prairie View sits there at 4-1, and this game counts against Southern, which has them at 3-2, or whatever the case may be for them, Prairie View controls their own destiny.
Yeah, and then Prairie View, and then let's say Prairie View and Texas Southern get tied in the West, Prairie View owns that tiebreaker because they beat them earlier in the season.
Correct.
So Prairie View got Alcorn, Pine Bluff, and then Valley last game of the season. Do you see them running the table?
Man, my honest opinion, McNair's checked out. His team has checked out. It's obvious based on what transpired today. That shouldn't have never transpired.
Right.
But it transpired. So we got to deal with that. You know what I mean? You had a whole hissy fit because you blew a game against Southern. Then you turned around and lost a very important game last week. Then you turned around and you let a team that was over beat you. So you had some pitiful losses this season. All in all, every last one of those losses was pitiful. Now, I just think that demoralizes the team. That kid who lost his sister and his mother, man, is playing on a heavy heart week after week after week, and I feel for the kid.
Yeah.
But Alcorn ain't got what it take right now to regroup and pull a win off. So Prairie View could take full advantage of opportunities that present themselves, but they have to stay within the confines of their game plan. Trust their coach, trust their play calling and execution, and go take care of their business because now they're back in the driver's seat. So yes, because Alcorn has checked out, and you said who they play after Alcorn?
I think they got. Let me see. They had talking about Prairie View.
Yeah.
They have Pine Bluff and then Valley.
They'll beat Pine Bluff. It'll be a tough battle because I think they got some animosity between one another or something like that. But they should be able to win out. The Valley game is tricky. Like I said,
playing them in Valley.
They playing them in?
In Valley. The only thing I say about this is because Prairie View lost to Valley last year to kind of they was needing to win that game to actually boost them even more in the West last year before they went to the SWAC championship game. So they already had their loss. They lost to Valley, and then you go into the SWAC championship game with no type of momentum against Jackson State with that team last season, and then you got ran out. You got ran out of the building.
Bro, look, I don't see this happening no other way, but they gotta lock in. If you leading right now, you gotta lock in. You have to finish strong. You have to finish the last quarter of your season strong as hell.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank.
And if you can't do it, then you don't deserve to go to the SWAC championship again. Because I think that is their goal. Their goal is to go to the SWAC championship game, win it, and go back to try to beat Jackson State. But that ain't happening. That ain't happening. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes, y'all. Let's get into that meat and potatoes. Y'all see the score right there. Y'all see the score.
You be quiet. Wait my turn.
So first of all, let's thank ESPN College Game Day for coming to Jackson and everybody out there putting on one hell of ass show that we saw this morning. Because I did not turn that shit off. I watched it from beginning to end before I stepped foot in my job. That was we put on for the whole city. We put on for the whole SWAC. We put on for all the HBCU football. That was the type of atmosphere that we need to create when we're inside of the vet, inside the game. That kind of, you know, that basically was like, you know, I love that. So that's my one little, I want my side rant right there, but it ain't a rant, but it was a thank you. So like I said, y'all see that score. Y'all see it, 35-0. 35-0. That's domination right there, y'all. That is true domination. It might not have been pretty, but that's true domination. It might have been ugly as hell, but that's true domination. So let's talk about this, y'all. The defense right now. They have not. They played 8 games with this shutout. Everybody only scored 71 points on us. 8 games, 71 points. That's damn near 9 points a game. 8.9 points a game, y'all.
And a lot of those points is on their defense was because of our inability to help out the defense, the offense.
True. But 71 points in 8 games, y'all.
Oh, the defense is A++.
And there was certain times I looked at it where it could have been Southern could have moved. They could have moved the ball the way that they was moving the ball with the run game.
They had one big play to run game.
They had one big play to run game. And I'm trying to figure out why they didn't go back to Gerard Sims, because he had the 52-yard run.
I don't think he came back. He got hurt. But even as you're saying, the College Game Day was great event, great exposure for JSU and everything like that. The people really came out and showed out for JSU and the community and HBCU in the whole. But sometimes I'm just looking at it maybe sometimes a different perspective, and I'm looking at it like this. It was great, phenomenal, big day, historic day. But sometimes it's like, I'm going to use this analogy. It's like you meet somebody and you're happy to meet them, but they're talking about their ex. And that's why some part of the College Game Day did. It's like they're talking about possibility of Deion going and this, and they talk about obviously the FBS. I understand it's College Game Day. That's what they're supposed to do. But one of the questions, where's Deion going to coach next year? Let's stay in the present. I understand it's all for maybe ratings. It's all for a different kind of, I don't know, talking point, whatever. But we all know that colleges are going to come after Deion. We all know this. That's not that's not something that's going to be a surprise to us. But the point is this: JSU with Coach Prime, with the Ashley Robinson, has done a phenomenal job. He deserves AD of maybe the decade of what he's done for JSU, the hire that he made with Coach Prime. Because when nobody wanted Coach Prime, no FBS, and he interviewed for several FBS schools. Everybody had the opportunity, but nobody took advantage of that opportunity. And Ashley Robinson took the opportunity and said, "Listen, I'm going to get the best coach out there for us." And you know what? It's been just monumental, historic. That's what's going on. I'm going to talk about the game later, but it was great to have the. I really like what's his name, Pat McAfee. He's phenomenal. He is phenomenal, and just his analysis of the event that was going on, and you know what I mean, and hyping it up, and speaking from a true fact. And see, that's when you see somebody that says, "Man, I would might have never ever seen this before if it didn't come here." And that's those are the points that we have to take from this. Is if Coach Prime was the prime effect wasn't in effect, that would college game day go to Jackson State? We know the answer to that. And since they did, and for everybody showing out and showing the support, and even Southern fans coming back for HBCU, because it's not just for Jackson State, it's for everybody. And the landscape of HBCU, it's only on the uprise, and they have to take advantage of this momentum and make sure that they're doing things right on a collective, getting together, put egos aside, and trying to do the best for the conference and for HBCUs.
That's good. What do you think, Sean?
About the game. First, all right, let me just get my spiel real quick. So
Go ahead.
the whole atmosphere was amazing. It was amazing to watch. It was amazing to take witness in it. I know after the game, Coach Prime had talked about history and how certain people don't know how to recognize when they're in a moment.
Yeah.
You don't know the importance of the moment that you're in until history is written about you and you're 40 or 50 or 60 years old and you go backwards and you say and you hear about how great that time was when Coach Prime entered the college football space and turned a Jackson State football program around because of Ashley Robinson and so on and so forth. Everyone knows the story. So the energy, bro, that was created from the time that they learned the game day was coming all the way through that 11 o'clock game day ending with Stephen A. Smith in the presence or in the room of watching this game, because he watched the entirety of this game.
Yep.
And then he flies out because he can't fly out in the thunderstorm. He's just going to be sitting there. So, David said it well. The first time in history the team is 8-0. Okay, cool. There's a lot of firsts for Jackson State in this year. It doesn't diminish all the greatness prior, but what it does is it adds to the legacy strength of the school. You're doing this in an era of social media which trends faster than cars on a racetrack. So I expected, and I tried to tell y'all this, I kept saying 42-14. I mean, 42-10. I kept saying 42-10.
I said 42-14.
You said 42-14. I said 42-10 because I just felt like Southern couldn't score and that their defensive statistics was boom drunk. I seriously felt like those numbers were inflated because they played weaker competition. No matter what, I just felt like Southern playing the NAIA schools, the new school, Florida Memorial. I just felt like all of that energy and all of this so-called dominance came off of weaker opponents. Therefore, it opened the conversation up to Southerners thinking and others thinking that they had something that they never had.
They never had in the first place.
The more they talked this week, the more I felt like this was an A&M and FAMU type of game because they kept on using last year as the barometer for this year.
Right.
Yeah. They used the Prairie View game. They used the last year's Southern game as barometers. They had measuring sticks because they had an awful offensive line play. They wasn't as committed to the run as they were, and the play calling was atrocious in spot. So the only consistent was the defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I just felt like Southern, who thought they had all this talent, was not who we thought they would be.
Right.
And I knew that the game would start the way that it did, the first few drives and all of that, trying to figure out Southern, is they really real? Okay, the defense is playing excellent right now. But it just felt like the more that they kept trying, they just couldn't crack it. Now, people gonna say Bashan was missing throws, or Bashan was wasn't reading the field, or whatever excuse you want to make for Bashan, go ahead and make the excuse. The reason that he couldn't make the throw or he couldn't see the field is because he's never seen what occurred.
He never seen the defense like that.
LSU played them pedestrian, and they kept saying, well, we moved the ball on LSU. We even scored on LSU and had a pick six on a fourth string quarterback.
Yeah, because which guy was already Jaden Daniels was already out of the game by then. Hold on, we got 117 people watching the show, y'all. Make sure y'all get the likes up and become a member, y'all. Make sure you get the likes up and become a member. Go ahead, bro.
That was it for me.
No, as far as the football game, and Sean, you know what I got to give you guys credit for is the other night when we were breaking down the film, when you guys broke down the film, when I seen after how you guys broke that film down, and I said, wow, I knew. That's why I said by 40. I said a 40 piece. I said they were winning by 40, and they should have got the 40 if Santee Marshall doesn't put the ball on the carpet. And the thing is, you at first, and I love JSU. Obviously, like I said, I'm a bandwagon JSU fan. I'm not proud, but the thing is this: going for it on fourth down, I understand, but the play calling early on, you know what I mean? I didn't like it at all. I wasn't with it at all. You're gonna try to run a pitch when you got 11 guys basically almost on the line. That's a bad call. Running it up and running the ball with Santee Marshall, you know what I mean? He's slight, he's quick and everything like that, but running it up the middle with him, I know that coach likes him, but I understand. I don't know if it's just because he likes him and favoritism, whatever. Because like you said, Martin didn't see the field at all, and with his speed, I thought he might see the field. And with Wilkerson running the ball the way he was, and that he's like, I call him Jerome Bettis, little quick feet, you know what I mean, and takes on the contact. And not having the opportunity to run the ball in the red zone, I didn't understand that. And then Dallas Daniels, even he made some great plays, but he missed some easy plays today. Some balls that he normally catches, he didn't catch. And you know what? We got to give due to special teams. That block field goal, amazing. That turned the tide right there at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, it did turn the tide on that on blocking the field goal. You got all the momentum going your way. But like I said, with this one, if you really think about it, they was the first quarter they was filling each other out. It was like a boxing match. It was kind of the same thing like I saw when we played Campbell last week. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a boxing match. Everybody was trying to fill in, feel for each other. And I'm not taking nothing away from that. I'm not diminishing anything what Southern was trying to do in the first quarter. But if you really think about it, Jackson State should have just out the rip could have blew the doors off of them in the first quarter. They left. If you really think about it, they left 14 points off the board in the first quarter.
You saying they left 14 in the first quarter?
Yep.
All right, so here's my thing about JSU. I don't know what made them put. I think it's because that was the last home game.
That was the last home game.
Okay, so I see that's why Santee Marshall was closing out the game.
Could be.
Nah, I just feel like that. So they held JD out so that Santee Marshall could close the game out. Santee fumbles. He takes a hit, helmet on the ball, he fumbles. That was a play that took points off the board right there.
Yeah, it was a play. Yep.
JSU
And
was
And Shador made a business decision not jumping on it.
Yeah, he did. But the game was out of reach. But still, that took points off the board.
Yep.
So they haven't really, like Dion said, it's like chasing that high. They still chasing that FAMU game. That's the high that they're chasing. And I like how he tied that all into the team. But man, listen, let's just be real, bro. Campbell
way too cool. That was a helping on Santee. He got popped.
He got popped and he spit the ball out. But I think that if Savion was in the game right there on that play, we still score again.
True.
So JSU might have given up about 20 or 30 more yards than they normally do on average. And most of the stuff came from the run and not the pass this time. Because they haven't given up this many yards.
Right.
Since the Grambling game. So
that guy hit the big one, so that takes for a lot too, right?
Yeah. That adds in because 52 yards. I mean, that adds into almost half of their numbers. I mean, not really half, but they had 136 yards rushing. One person had 66 total on 17 carries. That's 3.9 on average. And the other one, Sims, he rushes for 52. Kendrick Rhymes, he ran for 11 yards. And Bashawn McCray had 17 carries, 7 yards.
But half of that because he was getting
mollywopped.
He was getting mollywopped in the pocket.
Now I don't know about Travis. Brian in the bathroom. Nobody muted him.
Damn, Brian.
And that's what the game was about, man. Let's talk about what worked well. What JSU receivers really didn't have a great day.
Nah, they didn't. There was a lot of drop passes. There's a lot of drop passes today. Dallas Daines had probably, I think he had like at least 3 or 4. And that was unlike him. You really think about it, that was unlike him to drop that many passes in the game. Okay, so let's just do this. Southern played tough defense against Shador. That was tough defense against Shador. That was, they held him. This is his lowest passing game and his completion percentage. And most of this could be because not only the drops, but also the weather. But the receivers wasn't locked in. So when they get to Texas, Houston specifically, what has to happen is this group is about to hear about, they got these corners that could actually play, yada, yada, yada. They held Southern to no scores. But this was a little bit different than TSU and Southern. Yeah.
See, because Southern threw for 163 yards and rushed for 189 yards. So that's well over 300 and something total yards of offense for Southern.
Today?
No, against TSU.
TSU. Okay.
Yeah. And then on the flip side of that, TSU also had about equal yards to them. It was a little bit less. It was not about the same. Shoot. Because look, they were a wash in total yards.
Yeah.
They had 100. Okay, so Southern had 189 yards passing. Southern had 189 yards, 86 yards passing. I mean, let me correct myself. Southern had 163 yards passing.
But he also had 3 interceptions during that game too.
And he had 3 interceptions. And Texas Southern rushed for 166 yards. So those two wash out. Now, Southern rushed for 189 yards, and Texas Southern threw for 186 yards.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of pretty much, when it comes to total yards, as I said, they were even because one is a 3-yard advantage over the other, and everything else washed out. So in total, they played an even game offensively. They said Southern blew opportunities in the red zone. We all saw that. Bear witness to it. Bad play calling and coaching.
Yep.
It is what it is. But it's going to be interesting because we turning the page, and also we're going to see what they get.
Yeah, we did Southern Week, y'all. So, when you do Southern Week, it's basically like that's it's like our Super Bowl. It's like the Super Bowl. So we get up for each other, but now it's time for us to kind of pivot ourselves and get up and get ready for Texas Southern. Now, what up, Randy? What up?
But here, let me just. I just want to speak on one thing. I want to ask you guys, both of you guys. The play calling, it was good overall. But one thing I don't understand, it's one thing I do understand about football is down and distance. When you're inside our own 20-yard line, you try a pass on first down, it does not work. Second down, you try to pass, it doesn't work. So you get into obvious passing down situations, then we got to punt the ball. Instead of, you have a back like Wilkerson, his average is 4.55 yards a thing. If he hits it for 4 or 5 yards, or if you're going to do a pass, a little short pass, that's just like a running play. So we're putting ourselves in obvious situations that we're the best team out there, but has a so-called decent defense can stop Shador. Like Shador almost at one time, you know what? He took the sack. He should have threw the ball away, but it's in our own zone. And, he almost had a thing what he was doing from last year, holding on the ball too long and trying to make a play where he just should throw the ball away. And I've seen that his Coach Prime got on him about that, which was, you know what I mean? I'm glad to see that also. But the thing is, sometimes our play calling in our own zone, especially on first down, we're so predictable. We're 90% of the time we have passed the ball, and then we get second and long.
Let me say something about. You can't put. Let me say something about Shador. And Sean, you know what we gonna say. You gonna say this too. Shador has to be the fastest, slowest quarterback that I've ever seen. Ain't no way Buddy should have been running for 42 yards for a touchdown. There is no way Shador is supposed to run for 40 yards and get a touchdown. I mean, and you really look at the play, you look at that play right there, Southern was, if you really think about it, Southern was playing man. Hey, Sean, you got any type of film right now from the game?
Oh, hold on. I can get you film.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's got to have some of his father's DNA. Obviously, his father's DNA too. He's not fast as obviously as his father was. But you know what? Shador could.
Shador played baseball too. Shador played baseball too. So I understand what I'm saying because I mean, Prime when he played baseball, he hit for average and he didn't hit for power. He hit for average and to get on base. Because as soon as he got on base, basically he was going to he was a threat to steal. You know what I'm saying? He was a threat to steal the base.
Yeah, when Prime got on first, it was you know what I mean. He was going to third.
He was going to third.
Yeah.
So Shador, if he played baseball, he's playing for hit and get on base, but he's not a thief like that. If you really think, you know what I'm saying, he's not a thief like that.
But he's got long strides, so it's the step. Has very deceptive speed. You know what I mean? He's very deceptive. He's got those long strides.
So and that was crazy. I looked at, I was like,
what kind of film?
I was surprised.
We want to go to that first.
The touchdown? Shador's touchdown?
Touchdown. Yeah, Shador's touchdown.
Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen. The 50-some yard.
The 40, the one that was 42 yards.
Well, I don't know how the hell you get somebody like him to run for 40-some yards. Look at that.
What's
Look at
Chris
that.
Brook?
You see this?
What was Chris?
I should have been streaming. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. I should have streamed this game, bro. Cause dude stream, man, he talked. Them people was mad at him for talking. Hold on, I'm gonna change it. I just wanted to just that 33-yard kickoff return by Coleman. He had some good catches too today.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Coleman played very well today.
Hey, y'all gonna start sleeping on Kevin Coleman. Y'all gonna start sleeping on Kevin Coleman, y'all.
He moved him. There, man, and they got that kind of energy. Oh, shoot, my bad. Let me get y'all to Shador the fourth. You see how quick this game turned?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That second quarter.
It turned in the second in the second quarter.
Just before the second quarter, yeah. Before the end.
Okay, so here we go, guys. This is what everybody wanted to see. Look, that crowd was going crazy.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I see that.
Look. Hold on. What's up, KJ? Look, Dumas is on the center because they think they can whoop the center, but the center ain't budge. He gets some penetration, but they going back, so it's pass. But watch how they send 5. It's supposed to be 5-on-5, right?
Yeah.
Watch the line reset and open up. Part like the Red Sea. He could look. If he would have ran this way, he gets tackled.
Mm-hmm.
If he runs this way, it was there. But if he runs this way, he get tackled. He go all 3 of their people, and this dude took himself completely out the play.
Who at the top right there? That was Lewis, right?
Lewis, yeah. This is a cornerback right here, y'all. How you don't look at your pursuit angle? He beat your pursuit angle because you ain't even at no pursuit. You didn't turn your hips and go this way.
Nah.
Or you didn't even come down line. You slow. Watch.
He gave up.
Yeah, he gave up
on that play right there.
Yeah, he gave up. Coward.
So the real thing that was the slowest 42 yard. Hold on. Because we're showing the highlights, they done flagged me. So hold on, y'all. Let me stop this right here, and then I'm gonna bring it back up, and then we just come on back in, okay? So I'm gonna end it right now, and then come on back in. I'm gonna have to make another one.
All right.
All right.